Hey Waffle Gang, I do hope you are well. My name is Mark and today we're checking out some more relationship stories mixed with Am I the Arsehole as well. And if you do love a Reddit story, why not consider hitting that like, that subscribe, and maybe that notification bell too. And let's just crack straight on with today's first story. Now today's first story comes from Bad Proposal 9460. And it says, am I the arsehole for not giving my fiancée the proposal/ring she deserves? And it does come with a very small but concluding update. I, 25 male, proposed to my fiancée, 25 female, last week after 5 years together. My fiancée and I are both really introverted/homebodies. This made me think a public proposal wouldn't be a good idea for either of us. Plus, my fiancée despises being the center of attention because it causes her anxiety. So I decided that a more private and intimate proposal would be best. I decided to do it at home. We've lived here together, just the two of us, for 3 years now. It was both of ours first real place on our own. I think we have a lot of memories together here. I proposed on our 5th anniversary since it's already an important day to us and it has sentimental value, if that makes sense. I figured I could catch her off guard easier too, because anything romantic I did that day could be chalked up to the anniversary. So, on our anniversary, I made her breakfast in bed. We exchanged gifts, then we cuddled and binge watched our favorite show for a while. We went to lunch at her favorite restaurant. After that, I told her we were getting a massage. I pretended that they didn't have any couple rooms left, so we'd have to be in separate rooms. So she went for a massage and I went home to set up. I cooked her favorite meal for dinner and made sure I had her favorite wine. I lit plenty of candles and set up a shit ton of roses, her favorite. I also wrote her a letter and put it on the table. There was a lot I wanted to say and I knew I was going to be nervous and forget most of it. When she was done with her massage, I told her I left because I didn't feel good. She headed back and I timed it so our song would be playing when she walked in the door. I know it's basic or as extravagant as the ones posted on social media, but I thought it was good. I thought it suited us. Also, I hid my phone and filmed it so we'd have a video since I didn't want a photographer in our home. So she said yes, and it was a great night. She seemed really happy. The letter especially was a big hit. I've seen her reread it like 50 times. I thought it was good, but her sister, 32 female, texted me today and called me an arsehole. I asked her why and she said her sister deserves better than a proposal at a kitchen table. I told her I thought my fiancé liked it, but future sister-in-law said she was pretending so she wouldn't hurt my feelings and would never actually tell me she hates it. She also said the ring I got wasn't nearly good enough. It was a simple ring, but my fiancé doesn't normally wear anything flashy, so I didn't think it would be a problem. Also, my future sister-in-law said I was an arsehole as I did not include her in the proposal. I asked my fiancé's best friend if she thought my fiancé liked it and she said yes, but I can't help but wonder. My fiancé deserves the best and I guess a kitchen table proposal is pretty lame. I feel like I should redo the proposal with a better ring, but that feels a bit superficial and not meaningful. Am I the arsehole for not doing a better proposal or getting a better ring? Now, I'm going to have to come into this one automatically with a not the arsehole. I know some people may disagree with this, but I feel like you said in the first paragraph that you're both introverted and homebodies, and so immediately you're thinking of your fiancé's feelings here. You know, a public proposal wouldn't be a good idea. I think a public proposal for me would be an absolute nightmare. You also said in that first paragraph that she despises being the center of attention because it causes her anxiety. Then you set up this wonderful day of restaurants, gifts, a massage, and then went home to set up just this wonderful scene by the sounds of it to me. And it just feels like to me that future sister-in-law, has steamrolled in here. She called you an arsehole for not including her in the proposal. I mean, that just shows absolute madness right there of her thinking. And to be honest, I wouldn't be paying any attention to it. I mean, to put your mind at ease, or certainly approach your fiancé and ask her, did you say this at all? Are you feeling this way? Because, it would be nice to know, right? From many stories that we've read, I just got a feeling that sister-in-law is the one causing this absolute shit show. But we'll start off with Ewok Cafe, who says not the arsehole, and future sister-in-law is way off base. Your proposal sounded super cute and sweet, and it sounds like she loved it. Everyone is different, and it sounds like you know her better than her sister does. I would have been horrified by some big or public proposal. My hubby proposed while visiting my family farm out under the stars at the spot I told him was my thinking spot growing up, and it was perfect. We're introverts too, so flashy isn't our style. Congrats on the engagement and keep up being awesome to your lady. You Panic replies to that one saying, I'm super extroverted and happy to be the center of attention. I also think OP's proposal was romantic and beautiful. It sounds wonderful, OP. OP, you are not the arsehole. Look, even if it somehow wasn't the proposal of her dreams, you certainly wouldn't be an arsehole. Honestly though, I imagine it was everything she wanted it to be. Sounds like an amazing and very thoughtful day. Future sister-in-law is being weird. If this was well-meaning, I don't think she would have brought it up that way. She sounds like she's going through her own emotional thing and putting it on you. Also, BFFs are the people we talk to about preferred rings / proposals, etc. In your comments, it sounds like it was BFF approved. Please Call Me Rain says the proposal is fine. You need to show sister-in-law's text to your fiancé and ask how she feels. PWRM says just the comment that your future sister-in-law thought she should be there tells me that you should disregard all her comments. Have a conversation with your fiancé. Ask him for her honesty. It's important that you have open communication if you plan on many years together. And one more from Renee Blanchette, who says, in quotes, also my future sister-in-law said I was an arsehole as I did not include it in the proposal. Then goes on to say, this is what the crux of the problem, OP. I would bet sums of money I don't have that future sister-in-law is making stuff up because she wasn't included. Not because your fiancé actually doesn't like anything. You've seen her reread the letter. I doubt she'd be rereading a letter she didn't like. Also, wouldn't be surprised if future sister-in-law was trying to put down the whole thing from the start when she was told about it. You put your heart and thought into the whole day. Future sister-in-law is just mad she couldn't make it into some production. Definitely not the arsehole. And as I said, we have a very small but I think concluding update which says, I showed her the text and she said that wasn't true and loved the proposal. She said the one her sister suggested sounded like a nightmare. She also told me I would have to pry the ring off of her cold dead body because she's not giving it up. So it does sound like it was just down to sister-in-law in the end, but what do you think's going on with her to act this way? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below and let's move on to another story. And our next story comes from Haunting Curve 3072, who says, am I the arsehole for trying to talk my friend out of taking a paternity test? My friend Nick and his wife Jess just had a baby. I'm close friends with both of them. The baby looks just like Nick. There is no question they are related. One of Nick's friends is a MGTOW, which I believe stands for Men Going Their Own Way type of guy, and he brainwashed Nick into wanting to take a paternity test. Nick asked my advice on how to bring this topic up with Jess. I was shocked. I thought their relationship was good and they trusted each other, and the baby looks just like Nick. I started asking Nick questions as to why he thinks Jess cheated. What did she do that made him suspicious? He admitted that she didn't do anything, but he needs this test to be certain. So I told Nick that's a bad idea and it could really hurt Jess. She had an extremely traumatic birth. The baby was huge. She didn't get an epidural and everything ripped. I think she might even have postpartum depression. What she needs is support and love, not accusations of cheating. He kept saying he needs this to be certain and Jess should be understanding. So I asked him how he would feel if Jess asked for a paternity test for him and Anna's, his female's best friend baby, who was born last year. He said he would be really disappointed in Jess and it would make him rethink their entire relationship, possibly even break them up. But it's different because Jess doesn't have to spend money on and raise Anna's baby, thinking it's hers when it might not be. Nick is now mad at me for not supporting and helping him. He says that I'm a woman and I could never understand how it is to the father, and I'm not even trying to understand it, which is partially true, but I can say the same thing about him, that he's not even trying to understand how it is to the mother to be basically accused of cheating after such a traumatic birth. Edit for clarification. Nick didn't have a baby with Anna, the best friend. Anna had a baby with her own boyfriend. I just tried to use that as an example, asking Nick how he'd feel if Jess asked for a paternity test on them, just to be sure Nick didn't cheat on her with Anna and fathered Anna's child. It was just an example, hoping to make him see how hurtful accusations like this are. And we covered a very similar story like this before, where a guy, was convinced by his friends, I think it was, that his wife may have cheated, and he went down this path of trying to get a paternity test, eventually got what he wanted, and of course, it hurt the wife in the process. It did turn out to be his and possibly destroyed his marriage at the same time. But potential reply says not the arsehole. Tell him clearly this will almost lead to divorce, then wash your hands of it and maybe distance yourself from him. He sounds like a not great human. Little 500 Honda CBR says if Nick has decided that a completely unnecessary paternity test is the hill his marriage should die on, he can put on his big boy pants and talk to Jess about it all by himself. UOP are not the arsehole for telling him he's an idiot and distancing yourself from this asinine idea as fast as humanly possible. Get ready to be a good supportive friend to Jess, because she's going to need actual adults in her corner. Stitches heal, but finding out the father of your child is a full-blown moron, that's going to hurt for a long time. Poor Jess. Primary criticism says not the arsehole. I get the feeling that it didn't take a lot for Nick's friend to actually get Nick to believe his needs to do a paternity test. At this point, I tell him to just say to Jess he wants a paternity test. It'd be better for her to know now that she has a baby with an arsehole than to find out later. Verlin Merlin says not the arsehole. What? Come on, it only takes a basic level of social understanding to know to not accuse your wife who just went through a traumatic labor of cheating, right? And without any evidence or indication. And whoa, this guy's mad at you, in quotes, but it's different because Jess doesn't have to spend money on and raise Anna's baby, thinking it's hers when it might not be. And he says, does he even want the baby? I haven't actually asked my dad, but pretty sure he wanted to spend money raising me. To which OP replied saying, in Nick's defense, he is experiencing work troubles. He works remotely to a foreign company, making 3 times as much as he would for the same job in our country. He hates it, but he says he can't quit because of the money. I'd really like to think it's the stress that makes him say these things and he will come to his senses. Edit. I'm not actually trying to defend Nick, I'm just hoping this is a temporary madness he will get out of and not his new self. This is not the man I got to know and become friends with a decade ago. Now, I'm going to turn this one to you guys. What do you guys make of this situation? How would you deal with it? How would you feel if you was wife and you was accused of that? Is there ever any excuse? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and let's move on to another story. And this next story comes from RapQ Mobile, who says, am I the arsehole for kicking my mum out after she stole my wife's meds? Holy moly, hold on to your seats. I have a little 1-year-old with my wife. My mum has been living with us for about a month now and has helped with the baby. No, my wife has severe anxiety and she needs her pills. It's not an option or I'll skip a day and be fine type of thing. She will end up breaking down in the middle of the store. She won't sleep, she'll forget things easily. She won't get anything done, she'll get overwhelmed that she didn't get anything done, then starts to cry. This is talked about by her doctor. She has to have her pills every day. Bottom line, she needs her medication. I set my alarm clock every morning at 10:30 for her to take her pills. 2 days ago, I didn't get that alarm. My wife has that alarm set also. She didn't get that alarm. I got a call 2 days ago from my wife who was crying, saying she couldn't focus on her work and she was stressing out. Then it clicked. I never got that alarm. I asked her if she took her meds and she says she forgot if she did or didn't. She didn't. My wife can't get out of work easily as I can, but my boss is quite understanding, so I left real quick to go pick up her meds. They aren't there. I turned the house upside down looking for them, but nothing. My mum was with the baby when I got home and I asked her if she has any idea where they are and she said she has them. So, damn, calmly, I was enraged. This is a health risk. What if she had a panic attack? What if she passed out from that? I can't explain how badly this could have turned out. I asked why she would have them and she said that she relies on the meds too much and she shouldn't be using them, so she took them. Is she a doctor? No. Does she have anxiety? No. This is what a doctor, a professional, told her to do. I told her that she's not a doctor, she's not a therapist, she's not anything when it comes to my wife's illness. Without a word, I grabbed my baby and left. I brought my wife the meds and told her what happened. After discussion, we said that she shouldn't have access to her home if this is going to happen. It's just too serious to take a risk of it happening again. When I got back, we talked to my mum and said that she has 3 days to move back in with my dad and leave her key here. My mum started crying and saying that she was helping her and that medication isn't doing her good. But all I said was she wouldn't know because she hasn't done research. I told her that we aren't going to feel nervous about what else is going to go missing. We appreciate her help with the baby, but she needs to leave. Now I have my immediate family messaging me saying I'm an arsehole and saying that she meant well and I'm being disrespectful to her after she's helping us. This cannot happen. This will affect my wife and my baby, and she didn't even say she was wrong. If I let her stay, how do I know she won't do it again? Edit, I meant to explain. My bad. No, those alarms weren't a coincidence. She turned them off. My wife has no password on her phone because she will lock herself out, and my alarm clock is an actual clock. Both are easy to get to. There's absolutely no way you're going to be the arsehole in this situation, kicking someone out of your house who's putting your wife in danger. And I always sit there and think, what is going through that person's head to think, I'm going to go there, I'm going to take their meds away. That's a great idea because in my opinion, I don't think they need them. They can just let their life be much better without the meds. Holy shit. I always wonder about what the families heard in these situations. The families all turned against OP. And I wonder if they know the real truth here. Because if someone came up to me and told me, someone stole their meds, I'd be like, what the actual F is going on? What is going through that person's mind to steal your meds like that? I'd be wanting away from that person immediately. And I do wonder if the family really do know what's going on. But Joan Clayton says, not the arsehole. Many psychiatric meds have serious side effects if they are stopped abruptly. Your mum put your wife at risk. Your wife is taking meds under the supervision of a physician. Your mum isn't more qualified than a doctor. She overstepped in a huge and potentially dangerous way. She can't be trusted in your home. It's just me, says not the arsehole. Your mother is stupid. I wouldn't trust her with a baby alone neither. If she is capable to F up with someone's medication, then I'm afraid of what she is doing with the baby when she is alone. Floppy Bunny says, not the arsehole. Your mother compromised the health and safety of your wife and your child. Good on you for taking a stand. To anyone who gives you grief over kicking her out, I'd be telling them that she stole crucial medication that put your wife and child's health and safety at risk. She was not well-meaning. She was irresponsible, uninformed and reckless, and that could have had serious implications. 11 points says, massive not the arsehole. Your mother willingly endangered your wife's health because she thinks she knows better than your wife's doctor. And her argument, in quotes, she said she relies on the meds too much and she shouldn't be using them, so she took them. It says, God damn it, no, just no. Does she do this medicine stealing shit with others? I would let this woman in my house only under strict surveillance. Blonde Engineer 3 says, not the arsehole. She'd do it again because she thinks mama knows best. Your wife's health is at stake and who knows what could happen without those. You said it yourself, your mum is not a licensed doctor or therapist and has never done research or experienced this level of anxiety. Tell your immediate family to bug off and that your mum does not get to play doctor with your wife's, well-intentioned or not. Edit, I wonder if she has done this to any other family members besides you. And one more from Rowan's Pride who says, what is with people? My youngest was born with severe asthma. She is steroid dependent and takes 10 medications plus injections that barely manage to keep her asthma in check. She looks healthy and is a happy kid. She knows her routine and you wouldn't know we've had some close calls. I have a few relatives that see her on her good days and ask why we just don't have her stop all the medications completely. I've literally been told to stop her medication to see how she does. I've even been accused of exaggerating and just wanting to find something wrong, that she doesn't look sick and couldn't possibly be that bad. I've been afraid to let her go visit these relatives because I worry that they would encourage her to not take meds, toss her meds or forget to get refills during the summer visit. So of course I'm the bad guy for not allowing visits. Your mum is never going to take your wife's need for the medication seriously. You will have to set some boundaries if she or others want to visit. I know it seems like you shouldn't have to in your home, but you probably should lock up the medication when you have guests to keep someone trying to help your wife by taking the pills again. Now, how would you feel about this situation? I totally agree. You wouldn't want someone like that snooping around your house. Who knows what other shit they've been up to, what they think they know best about, and sod the family as well. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Now, just a huge thank you from the bottom of my heart for getting involved in today's stories. Your love, support, and time always means the absolute world to me. So thank you so much for getting involved. It's absolutely incredible what you do on the daily, and I'll never get over it. So thank you again. And hopefully I will see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Much love.
Wake up, get up, stretch my legs, eat some breakfast, milk and eggs, brush my teeth up, wash my face, throw my clothes on, start my day. Wake up, I can smell the smoke from the bacon. Let's go, see the sun shining from the windows. Okay, I know that today